as concerns grow that Beijing could provide military and economic support to Russia during its war on Ukraine. The White House said that Biden warned Xi of consequences should China offer assistance, but would not say if the president outlined anything specific. We have pretty much no details on that phone call, which took place on Friday. Joining me right now is Virginia Congressman and House Armed Services Committee member Rob Wittman. Congressman, it's good to see you today. Thanks very much for being here. You say Biden needed to make those consequences clear in the call, but we have no idea. I mean, I know you usually don't see a transcript from every leader that the commander-in-chief has conversations with, but shouldn't we have more from this phone call, which lasted almost 2 hours, and this is our number one adversary?
Well, absolutely, Maria. We should have a definitive statement from the president that he told President Xi Jinping that they should not in any way, shape, or form help Russia economically or militarily. They shouldn't buy a drop of oil, and they should not send them a single bullet or a single bomb. That ought to be, I think, forthright in what the president communicates to the American people. We want to know what he said to President Xi Jinping, and it should be they should not in any way, shape, or form be involved with this war with Russia.
Well, I mean, could it be that these calls are just not going well for Joe Biden? I mean, let's face it. I'm still questioning whether or not this president has ever raised the issue of the origins of COVID-19 to Xi Jinping. We've got this COVID-19 disaster that killed millions of people across the world. China covered it up. We didn't forget that in 2020 there was a major cover-up going on, and Joe Biden has yet to bring it up. He claimed he brought it up once, and then he said, well, the answer was that, no, they're not going to be transparent. And that's it? That's all we've got? Oh, we're not going to be transparent. Okay, thanks. You've been speaking out about the dangers of allowing any interference by China in this ongoing Russian war on Ukraine. What do you say about this? I mean, how Chinese President Xi Jinping interprets it could influence whether Beijing will try to reunify with Taiwan, right?
Yes, President Xi Jinping understands only one thing, and that's power and being assertive. Believe me, they are going to do everything they can to try to retake Taiwan. Xi Jinping is just like Vladimir Putin. They are an opportunist, and they will also seek to exploit weakness. And we know peace through strength occurs when you have a strong military and you're willing to assert to leaders around the world what you will do if there's an action. I think this needs to be something where President Biden is assertive with Xi Jinping, saying, if you do these things, this is what will happen, instead of saying, well, please don't do these things, because we see that's how they dealt with Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin saw that as weakness. Xi Jinping will operate exactly the same way.
Yeah, I mean, does this have anything to this soft approach? Does it have anything to do with any of them, all of the money the Biden family received from China? Peter Schweitzer said that the family took in $31 million, according to the emails on the laptop. And, you know, China's not doing anything that the Biden administration is telling them to do. They've already fully militarized at least 3 islands they built in the Spratly Islands in the South China Sea. Beijing reportedly arming them with anti-aircraft missiles, fighter jets, other military equipment. Weren't they not supposed to militarize these islands? The head of the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command told the Associated Press that the buildup is threatening all other nations in the region, Congressman. So you've got China bullying all of the regions in the nation, in its area, in the South China Sea, and nobody can do anything about it, right?
Well, we should be doing something about it. Again, China's the bully in the neighborhood. They will do what you allow them to get away with. They will do what they believe results in no consequence. And this militarization of the South China Sea is absolutely unacceptable. They are in that neighborhood being the big bully. They won't do that, though, Maria, if the United States says these will be the consequences if you continue this militarization of that region. Remember, they took over Scarborough Reef from the Philippines. The World Court said you can't do that. And China said, too bad, we're going to do it anyway. The same way with Vietnam and the Paracel Islands, the Spratly Islands. They have done that throughout the region. That aggressive behavior continues because there's no consequences to it. If the world pushes back and China suffers consequences from that, then they would think twice before doing those things again.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if we get any consequences. They keep telling us that Biden told them there'll be consequences, but we don't know what consequences there are because we've already rolled over for them umpteen times. They just canceled the China initiative. So the DOJ is no longer investigating intellectual property theft. So what are the consequences? Congressman, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. We'll be watching all of this and certainly keeping a spotlight on it. Rob Wittman joining us this morning.